NFL fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day Sports Show. It's Monday, so we're going to start a Monday mock draft series where every single Monday I give you a brand new first round mock draft for the NFL until we get to the draft in April. We're going to go through free agency and keep you up to date what your team is going to do in the draft this year. Okay, let's get into it. NFL fans, if you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, it really helps us get into the YouTube algorithm. Let's get into the video. All right, NFL fans, let's kick off this mock draft. Excuse my nasally voice. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. Titans are on the clock. I think they go quarterback. In my opinion, the best guy on the board, the most complete quarterback is Cam Ward. So he's going to the Titans, guys. I'm going to try to get through this mock draft as quick as possible because I know your time is super valuable. Cleveland Browns on the clock at number 2. They could go edge here. A guy like Abdul Carter is one of my favorite players in the draft. But Travis Hunter, his ability to play corner and wide receiver just gives you this dynamic player. Shedeur Sanders has said he doesn't really want to play for the Browns, so I think they're going to go Travis Hunter at number 2. Number 3, New York Giants are on the board. Shedeur Sanders is still there, even though I don't think they should draft him. I think he's a bit of a reach here. But the Giants are going to do Giants things and draft Shedeur Sanders at number 3. New England Patriots are on the board. I love Teteroa McMillan. He is a complete wide receiver, dude. Straight under a 10% drop rate, receiving grade 85. The dude is just a baller, too. 6'5", 212, good speed. Teteroa McMillan goes to the Patriots at number 4. Jaguars, number 5. I love Abdul Carter. He's the best player on the board right now. They could go corner a guy like Will Johnson from Michigan or tackle Will Campbell from LSU. I'm not sure they're going to do that. James Pierce, the edge defender, is very interesting as well. But I think they're going to take the best player available, and that's Abdul Carter at number 5. Number 6, the Raiders are on the board right now. They need a cornerback. They need a wide receiver. They need a quarterback. There's no quarterback that you could draft in this range right here. So I think they're going to go wide receiver. And the best wide receiver on the board right now is Luther Burden III. He could be a true number 1 wide receiver for the Raiders. Draft the quarterback in the second round. I like Burden to the Raiders at 6. Jets are on the board. They need some interior defensive line help, and Mason Graham is an absolute savage. Straight beast mode, back-to-back 90 grades. Run defense, he's just such a complete player, man. Pass rush win rate over 10%, coming in around 14%. He's just an overall complete player, one of the best guys in the whole draft. The Jets get Mason Graham at 7. Carolina Panthers are on the board at number 8. They need help everywhere, in my opinion. I think safety Malachi Starks is in play. I think Will Campbell is in play as well. The edge defender, I think Malachi Starks, oh man, maybe, you know what? You need pass rushers in this league to win. James Pierce going to Carolina at number 8. Saints are on the board. Wide receiver, tight end, D-line. Where do they go? Mike Green, the edge defender from Marshall's, really flying up draft boards, back-to-back 90 grade years, 90 pass rush grade, 90 run stop grade. He is just an absolute beast. Pass rushers are at a premium in this league. He goes number 9 to the Saints. Now the Bears are on the board. Do the Bears surprise some people? They need some offensive line help. They're going to take the best offensive lineman in this draft. Will Campbell goes to the Bears at 10. The 49ers are on the board. They need some cornerback help. They need some interior offensive line help. They need some tackle help. Calvin Banks Jr. is the best tackle left on the board right now. 86th grade. Playing against very good competition. I like myself some Calvin Banks. To San Francisco at number 11. Cowboys are up. They're getting Genty. He's a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. I wouldn't be surprised if he got drafted higher. But if he's available at number 12, he's going to the Cowboys. Now, the Miami Dolphins are on the board. They need some offensive line help as well, guys. They really, really need some O-line help. Membu from Missouri, it seems to be that guy. What a great year he had. 88 run block grade. He can pass block too. Dolphins need to protect Tua because Tua is one big hit away from his career being over. They have to go tackle in that spot. The Colts are on the board here, guys. They need some defensive back help. Will Johnson is a steal at number 14 for the Colts. All right. Falcons are up. They brought in a new defensive coordinator. They need some defensive help, guys. They need pass rushers, man. Shamar Stewart is probably the best pass rusher, 33 hurries. Most of these guys are really good run defenders. Nick Scourton's a very good player too, 28 hurries. Or do they take a guy like Malachi Starks and really have that general in the middle of the defense, guys? I think that could be a really interesting play there as well for the Falcons. The Falcons could really go anywhere right now, man. They need cornerback help. Ben Morrison was kind of riddled by injuries, but I think he's going to be a steal. I think they might go corner here. I'm going Falcons with Ben Morrison from Notre Dame. Very talented player. Kind of banged up with injuries this year, but he's going to bounce back and be great. All right, NFL fans, the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock at 16. They need that big run stopper in the middle of the defense, a guy who can play the edge, get to the pass rusher, and stop the run. Mykel Williams is that guy in this spot, 82 rush grade. He can still rush the passer pretty well, too. Pass rush win rate over 10%. He's going to the Arizona Cardinals at 16. 17, the Bengals defense is terrible, right? So I'm taking the best defender on the board, Malachi Starks. I know they need some D-line help, but there's some D-line depth in this draft. Malachi Starks isn't going to last much longer. He goes to the Bengals at 17. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks, who continue to need help at the offensive line. A guy like Josh Simmons makes a lot of sense because he can play tackle and guard a little bit. I love this spot for Josh Simmons at 18. Next up, number 19, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Linebackers in play here, some edge defenders, some D-back help. We got Shamar Stewart and Jack Sawyer both left on the board. These edge guys are going to come at a premium. This run defense grade is great. Shamar Stewart goes to the Buccaneers at 19. All right. We need to give Bo Nix some weapons, guys, and we're going to give him the best tight end in this draft. Can you imagine? Tyler Warren with Bo Nix. OMG, guys. Sean Payton loves the tight end. Tyler Warren goes to the Broncos at 20. Steelers are on the board. They need a quarterback. I'm not sure they're going to draft a quarterback at 21. Could be a little bit of a reach there, but if they and their scouts like one of these quarterbacks, they might draft here. But you're probably going to want to go with the best wide receiver on the board, and that's Ibuka from Ohio State. Very talented player. I like Matthew Golden from Texas as well. I think with Pickens kind of being a diva, we need another wide receiver. Amika goes to the Steelers at 21. Chargers are now on the board, guys. They need offensive help. They need to get some weapons on the outside, right? Matthew Golden from Texas, pretty solid player, guys, 6 foot 195. I want a bigger bodied wide receiver than that. Colston Loveland seems like a very interesting play too. I love Colston Loveland. He's a great tight end. Will fit this offense very well. He goes to the Chargers at 22. Packers are on the clock here, guys. I think they need some interior defensive line help. I think they need some cornerback help. I do think that getting some depth at wide receiver might not be a bad idea too. I think edge defender Nick Scourton is the best guy left on the board. 28 hurries, 4 sacks, 4 hits, pass rush grade in the 80s. He's going to the Packers at 23. Vikings are on the board now. A running back could be really interesting here for them. They need some guard help, some cornerback help. Best quarterback, Trey Amos from Mississippi, had a great year, 85.6 grade, unbelievably talented guy. He's got pretty decent size too, 6'1", 190. I love that spot for the Vikings to pick up some defensive help. Texans on the board now. Wide receiver is very interesting for them here in this spot. They need some offensive line help desperately. So bringing in a guy like Josh Connerly Jr., who kind of played left tackle his whole college career, but kind of could swing into the guard spots. They have left tackle shored up for a little while, so I'm not sure they go there. Siobhan Revel, the cornerback, is very interesting to me as well, but they need some interior defensive line help, and Kenneth Grant is just like saying, draft me, draft me, draft me. 86 rush grade. Texans at 25. The Rams. Matt Stafford is questioning coming back next year. We'll have to see how that goes. But I think secondary is a huge concern. Cornerback is a spot that they need to address. I love Siobhan Revel. He's one of my favorite corners in this draft. He's going to the Rams at 26. The Ravens are on the board. They need a wide receiver so bad right now. That's not named Zay Flowers in this spot. I'm looking at these guys. Savion Williams from TCU is a guy I really liked in my scouting process. 611 yards, pretty solid player. Alec Amanor. The wide receiver group isn't looking great right now at 27, right? So best player available, Jack Sawyer, 91 grade. He's a Ravens pick if I ever saw one. He lands with the Ravens at 27. The Lions are on the board right now. They need some defensive help. I think drafting a linebacker here is not completely out of the realm of possibility here, guys. We look at who's left on the board right now. Demetrius Knight is the highest rated linebacker here. I think he's going to go to the Lions at 28. Then we got the Washington Commanders picking at 29. They need cornerback help desperately in this defense, guys. Johnny Barron is the best one left on the board. He goes to the Commanders at 29. The Bills are on the board now. I think cornerback is an interesting spot for the Bills. Offensive line is always interesting too. Edge defender Donovan Izuraku. I love that spot for him there. You always need edge help, and I think he's the best player available. TJ Sanders is a very good player too. He can stop the run and rush the pass. They need some interior defensive line help. He goes to the Bills at 30. The Eagles are up now, guys. Where do the Eagles go? When looking at the board right now, they do love their edge rushers. They always want pass rushers. Landon Jackson from Arkansas, 7 sacks, 20 hurries. He's definitely a possibility there for my Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan Izuraku, I'm butchering that name, but 20 hits, 27 hurries, 14 sacks. He goes to the Philadelphia Eagles at 31. And the Kansas City Chiefs are picking right now. They need offensive line help. Josh Connerly Jr. goes to the Chiefs at number 32. All right, NFL fans, that is my first round mock draft. Some of the highlights: Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Titans. Teteroa McMillan brings Drake May some weapons at number 4. Shador goes to the Giants at 3. Cowboys get Genty at number 12. I love some of these picks. Tyler Warren to the Broncos. I think that's going to be the steal of the draft right there, guys. I do love Trey Amos to the Vikings at 24. And my Philadelphia Eagles get Donovan Izuraku from Boston College, a sack machine. There it is. My first round mock draft for the NFL season 2025 draft is coming up soon, guys. Go Birds!